Our proposal was so awful, I still get upset thinking about it. I was always very clear about what I wanted. I turned around covered in filth to find him on one knee. There was a crowd of strangers laughing and filming us. It's been 5 years and I'm still ringless because he never redid it like he promised.
I don't know. I feel like there's a little lack of gratefulness here.
Oh.
I managed Shane Cove for a little
Yeah.
while. The guys that came in there to buy rings, they were nervous. I've seen this in person, the mental gymnastics that men are going through, trying to make this moment special.
Just speaking for women who have dreamt of this since the beginning of time. We're very sentimental. We want to look back on that and just remember it being the most incredible moment.
You're upset about him being maybe a little selfish in the way he went about it, but I feel like your reaction to it is a bit selfish. The guy's committing the rest of his life to it.
That's the biggest deal.
Call me crazy.
Usually you're proposed to just once in a lifetime. So women want that moment to be very special.
Or maybe just the idea at the altar.
He knows that this has been upsetting her for 5 years now. That is so mean.
Yeah.
I love my partner and we are getting married, but our proposal was so awful, I still get upset thinking about it. I was always very clear about what I wanted, something private and pretty, no crowds. My dream was a quiet sunset on a beach. Instead, he chose a ziplining excursion at the height of summer. It was packed, I was dripping with sweat and covered in dirt. On the final zip line, I crashed and got dragged through a pile of bark. I turned around covered in filth to find him on one knee. There was a crowd of strangers laughing and filming us. No speech, just a "will you marry me?" followed by a ring that didn't fit and wasn't my style. The part that hurts the most is that he had every opportunity to do it right. 2 weeks later, we were at a luxury beach resort in Egypt with professional photographers on hand. He's since spent $5,000 on a tropical birthday trip for me. He has the funds and we go to beautiful places constantly. Yet he chooses to propose when I was at my messiest in front of a swarm of strangers. He later admitted he did it as a joke in case I said no so he could pretend he wasn't serious. It's been 5 years and I'm still ringless because he never redid it like he promised. Now our proposal is the standing joke of our friend group. Whenever someone else gets engaged, the first thing people say is, well, at least it wasn't the Zipline Special. Am I overreacting for feeling like he prioritized his own ego over the one romantic moment I actually asked for?
Okay. All right. I am going to have some words for him, obviously. But this one, and I'm normally a guy that is sympathetic to the women's plights and, their emotions and their feelings. I don't know. Okay. So my initial reaction, because I have an initial reaction to this. My initial reaction is like, he asked her to marry him.
Yeah.
Okay. We're getting married. Again, I'll have some words for him about how he chose to go about this.
That's a big deal.
I understand. It is a big deal. But this is what I heard in this story. And I'm glad I kind of got to hear it. The proposal wasn't up to par. However, since then, it seems as if this man has taken you on trips, spent quite a bit of money on you. Looks like he's kind of taking care of, it sounds like he probably takes care of everything else. I could be jumping ship there and assuming, but it sounds like you live in a pretty nice life, taking some good trips. I understand the proposal is a big deal. And again, we'll go over that, but I don't know. There's a little lack of, I feel like there's just a little lack of gratefulness here.
Oh, yeah.
I don't really care for it. Like, I don't know. It takes a lot. Listen, proposing, I don't know. It's not a small thing, especially for men. Like it takes a lot. It's a lot of guts. I mean,
that's true.
A lot of planning, even though maybe he didn't plan as well.
Doesn't sound like it.
And it's not just guts, like actually doing the action. It's like the commitment part of it, right? There's a lot to be said. Like, I think we're forgetting what marriage actually means here.
Yeah.
He proposed because he wants to spend the rest of his life with you. And that's a big deal. I don't know. I'm not saying you're not allowed to be upset about, I'm not saying you're not allowed to be upset about how this went about. And I'm not sure if you're like reacting in a way. And you asked if you're overreacting. I don't think that I've talked about it before. I don't believe in like overreactions because you're allowed to feel how you feel. But I do think there's a little bit of change of a mindset here. I think we're looking at this, you're upset about him being maybe a little selfish in the way he went about it, but I feel like your reaction to it is a bit selfish too. Like you're not considering all the other things. You know, obviously he said that he did it just in case you said no. So there was a little bit of nervousness there.
Yeah.
Again, scary thing. He didn't even know if you were going to say yes, which is kind of wild. I mean, like, so now he doesn't even know. And imagine he does all this, huge things and you do say no. So listen, again, we'll talk about his attentiveness to detail and his, his understanding and caring about how this goes down. But you also got to understand, like, the man's brain. All right. Not all of us are wired to really understand how important this moment is for women. And there's a way I feel like there's a way to make up for this. However, as it stands currently, yeah, I'm sorry. It's, you're allowed to be upset. I don't think it goes past like, I think looking at this as it was a little funny. It's a good story to tell people. It's maybe a little bit of sense of humor. He should have known you better, maybe, but I don't know. I know that I am down for wanting like the fairy tale, proposal and all that stuff. I'm sorry. I would love if my girl, and you've said this before, is like, listen, I just want to be married. I don't care how you do it. I don't care if you ask me in the middle of McDonald's. And obviously I want you to put a little bit of effort and thought into it. But, women that really love their man and really want to be married to him, most of them are just happy that he did the action.
Yeah.
Again, I'm not invalidating your feelings here.
That's so true.
But I'm also saying
Yeah.
kind of consider like the positive here. The guy's committing his rest of his life to you, right?
Yeah.
Kind
That's
of a
the
big deal.
biggest deal.
I don't know. Call me crazy.
That's the part that matters the most.
I know you probably have more of a woman's take on this. I know that it matters. I know that it matters how this goes down. But I don't know. I think, like I said, I'll talk to him here in a second, but your response to things I said, and I encourage you to disagree with some of that. I know that it's probably a man's take. I'm a pretty good at perspective and I can see her side of this, but yeah, I don't know. I'm rolling with him on at least like this guy is paying for a lot of stuff. Let's be a
Like
little
show
happy
him
with
a little
what we
grace
got.
a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like I completely understand like I could see like your point of
Yeah.
view for sure.
Yeah.
Of course, just speaking for women who have dreamt of this for since the
Okay,
beginning
okay.
of
You got a
time,
point,
right?
yeah.
It goes
Uh-huh.
back to childhood, where we're playing Barbies and the
Mm-hmm.
Barbies are getting married and all this stuff. Like we're kind of like already picturing what our futures are going to look like with our future husband.
Sure.
And so I know a lot of women already have an idea of like how they want their proposal to go.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, yeah, women dream of of the fairy tale and they want it to be a real life fairy tale.
Yeah.
So, I see like both sides.
Mm-hmm.
Depending on how many times, like usually you're proposed to just once in a lifetime,
Yeah.
right? Or at least that's like the plan. And so women want that moment to be very special. They want to like look back and think that moment was like the greatest moment, one of the greatest moments of their life.
Yeah. Or maybe the I do at the altar.
Oh yeah, and
I don't know. Maybe that's a big
well,
part.
us, like we're very sentimental.
Yeah, I know.
I think is like what I mean, it's not an issue. I'm not going to call it an issue, but we want to romanticize life. We want life to be beautiful and and I think that I think that it's okay for women to dream big and like want those things to be like perfect.
Yeah.
But also we live in reality.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes not everything goes according to plan. And I think that we should start seeing the beauty in that as well.
Okay.
Like
Yeah.
that it is okay that you didn't get that like lavish proposal that you dreamt of.
Yeah.
But it's like the thought that counts. For me, it is the thought that counts.
Yeah.
I've always like been weird about like planning my proposal. It's supposed to be a
Right,
surprise.
right, yeah.
So that's why I'm like, I'm kind of 50-50 when it
Mm-hmm.
comes to that. I'm not like I've just never been the type like to want to plan it out. Like
Yeah.
I have an idea of like, yes, I want it to be beautiful. I want it to be like, maybe intimate. Like I think certain things like that are okay. Do you want it to be public? Do you want it to be intimate?
Mm-hmm.
But to plan it to a T,
I like this.
you
I like
know?
this too because I didn't really consider this. Yeah, I'm not gonna tell everybody how to do the proposal, but I do think, like, again, it's the man who's, unless it's the woman who proposes, and we're gonna, your normal case scenario, the man is proposing.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel like you should kind of maybe want. I won't say you should. I feel like it's a little more special if the guy has to put a
Yeah.
little bit of effort. Now, this may not be the type of proposal you wanted, but I wouldn't say it lacks effort.
I
I
agree.
mean, ziplining and then proposing when you land. I mean, obviously, he didn't predict you running into bushes and having twigs in your hair. Obviously, that wasn't the goal here. But I won't say this lacks effort. There's definitely effort
Yeah.
there. But I've never, like, I wouldn't mind if you said, hey, this is how I want you to propose to me. But also, I would like a little bit of free range on, on, on like you allowing me to kind of come up with a plan, and that way it is a little bit more special,
Yes.
knowing that he did it, you
Yeah.
know. Um, and so, listen. Let me give some experience here. I managed Shane Co for a little
Yeah.
while, okay, and the uh, the guys that came in there to buy rings, they were nervous. They were nervous.
How
I would get a
cute.
few of them that were like pretty chill, or they'd bring their girl in and maybe they'd been together for quite some time. But I'll tell you what, the guys that came in there by themselves, the girl had come in a few weeks ago, got some sizing done, and the guys came back. I mean, I remember guys coming in like 2 or 3 times just to like make sure the ring was perfect or get the sizing right or being worried that it wasn't and worried about the plan. And then, there was I mean, I've seen this in person live on the mental gymnastics that men are going through, not in a bad way, but literally trying to, make this moment special, and knowing that like they're about to ask for something super super important. And I've
Yeah.
I've watched this. So like you got to kind of understand the guy's mindset here. There's also he clearly, and he said to her again that he's nervous, or he didn't know if she would say no. Oh, he was dealing with some demons in there, man. He
He
was he
was.
was he was going through it. Okay, he didn't get the right ring. And listen, rings are changeable. You size them up. You can switch diamonds out. So let's not act like we can always go back to the drawing board when it comes to the diamonds in the ring. That's not a problem. That's easy
For
to do.
sure. Yeah.
Every jewelry store can do it. So maybe it wasn't. I mean, but honestly, like again, for me, it's like the action. Now, I will speak to him. Yeah, man, come on, dude. Like you gotta. I'll give you a little bit of gripe. I'll play a little devil's advocate. Definitely gotta put a. You got to know your girl. I don't know if you just thought it would be funny. Maybe you thought her sense of humor was better. Although it's like if y'all are getting married, you should probably know her sense of humor at this point. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like I
Yeah.
feel like if you're about to propose to your girl, you should probably know her well enough to know how to do the proposal, right?
Right. Of
Like you
course.
got to pay attention to detail. There's, if she doesn't have that big of a sense of humor, especially like if she doesn't zip line, like if I just wanted to go zip lining, that's not like an interest of yours. I
Yeah.
wouldn't take you ziplining and then propose because you have no interest in ziplining.
No.
Like my proposal to you, I would absolutely like, when I've considered how I'm going to do it, it's absolutely something to do with like your life.
Okay.
Like
Yeah.
something you're interested in, or something that you're involved with that you wouldn't know that it was coming, right?
Right.
Obviously, you got the regular, like, I'll take you out to dinner and have it in the wine glass or the cake or something like that. But, like, if you're making the moment special. Now, you should know your girl, and you should know her well enough to kind of figure out how to do the proposal. And I get that you're nervous, but you also got to know this is a big special moment. And you only kind of get to do it once. So you do got to, you do got to do it right. I will say that. You dropped the ball there. But also on the flip side, this is a big commitment, and he asked for a commitment, and it sounds like he's willing to, take care of you, take you on trips, do all the lavish, extravagant stuff. It is a special moment. I'm not going to take away how how she should be a little disappointed. It's okay to be disappointed.
Yeah.
Definitely. I don't know what the solution you would think. This would be my solution for him. I would maybe redo it. Mm-hmm. I would redo it.
He promised her a redo.
Oh, okay. I don't
It's
even.
been
Yeah.
5 years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, let that sit in. It's been 5 years since they since they the proposal happened. They're getting married in a year.
Okay.
So they have 1 year left.
Yeah.
And he's had all of these opportunities.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she already said yes.
Yeah. So how do you feel about that? Like, why so much time has passed by?
Mm-hmm.
And clearly this is really upsetting for her.
Yeah.
She spent 5 years thinking about this, and then of course just dealing with everybody and making their jokes.
Yeah.
That's a lot of time that's passed, and
Yeah.
he hasn't.
I can't. I don't know. I can't. I don't know. I can't back him up on that one. I'm looking for a way to give him a little bit of
Yeah.
a little bit of rope here. Yeah. This goes just back to what are y'all doing in y'all's relationship? Like, is he attentive to other needs of yours in a relationship, or is this kind of like something you see all across the board? Because I feel like somebody who's romantic or cares about it, is pretty insightful on what you want, or listens to you and does things. I feel like this wouldn't be their behavior. Like, is this consistent across the board with like other things? That's what I want to
Yeah.
know.
Oh,
Because
that's a good question.
if he's just not that guy, then he's just not that guy. But
Yeah.
it would be weird if he was that guy. Like, if I always pay attention to everything you do, all the details that I listen and I do things, I get you things that you might have told me you wanted months ago, and then all of a sudden I'm not doing the proposal the correct way, or, I wasn't listening to you. I guess that would be kind of weird. But I also feel like
Yeah.
if I was never that guy, I
Then
don't know.
it's
You
like,
can't
what do
expect.
you expect?
Yeah, don't expect nothing different. I know, well, you can expect it, but like, don't be surprised. I guess.
Of course.
So that's my question, because you're acting. I mean, are you surprised at this? Like, is this outside of his behavior, or is this kind of like on par? Because if it's on par with his behavior, this is just a widespread conversation to have. Like, this is just an overall conversation to have, as opposed to like, you didn't do this one thing. You do everything else. You always think about me. You always take care of me. You always listen to me. You pay attention to my needs. And this is the one thing you're not doing. That's a hard conversation to have, because now you're just kind of, it does sound a little bit selfish, or you're being ungrateful.
Yeah, it would.
However, if this is, because again, it'd be weird to me if this was his personality, if this wasn't his personality and he's only doing it here. If this is his normal personality, then I would frame this more as just an overall conversation about his attention to, paying attention to you, listening to you, acting on those, because you don't have to do it just with the proposal. It could literally be about anything. You said, you brought up a couple of times how you're upset with something, and then he refuses to correct it, or he hasn't done it yet. This is just him not being attentive to your needs. And not paying attention to detail. It is a bit selfish and a bit self-centered, but those are fixable things. These are things that you can work on. That just comes with communicating that they are a problem for you. That's what I would suggest, because I guess it would just matter. That would matter. If this is the behavior across the board, then that's just an overall conversation to have about you, about him caring and listening to you, and things of that nature. And that's a conversation that needs to have anyways before marriage, for sure. But again, I don't know what the solution would be if this is just the only thing he's not doing. I don't know what's going on with him. I can't tell you that. Like,
Yeah.
Maybe he has something big planned. You just got to wait. You just got to wait.
That's so true. Yeah.
Make jokes. I don't know. If he gets a little closer to time, be like, listen, I'm not walking down that aisle until you give me what you promised me. Make a joke about it. How they say, like, in every joke, there's a little bit of truth to it, right? Like, you might got to start throwing some hints in there. Clearly, he seems like a comical guy, since he's taking you ziplining and proposing to you in the woods.
Yes.
So I mean, he clearly has a sense of humor. So you got to start throwing some little things in there if this is just outside of his character.
Yeah.
All right, I've been talking for a minute. That's how that's
so
kind of
funny.
all I got, I guess.
Yeah. No, that is great advice, though. Like he did say that he was going to redo it. I guess it's just one of those things, like, you just don't know when it's supposed to come as a surprise, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, that's why I don't believe in like planning your own proposal, because like, if you're like, oh, like, I want to, I want you to propose over a candlelight dinner on the beach. It's like, when you have one of those, then you're just kind of like expecting it to happen.
Yeah.
and
Yeah, listen. Yeah, I gotta like. It's just funny because I've been in this world where I've seen men who are coming in, and um, I guarantee you, there's probably a high percentage of men who have dropped the ball here, right? Like,
oh,
and
for
women probably
sure.
never say anything because they're,
For sure.
they're just. And I guarantee you, there's probably like women who didn't tell their man how they wanted it done and allowed him to do it, and then just were a little disappointed on like how he
Yeah.
did it. I need y'all to understand, okay? Like, quick experience story. I had a guy. I remember when I was running Shenko, and I had a guy come in. This guy probably came into the store like 6 different times. I mean, he got different diamonds in the ring. He switched them out because he didn't like the setting on it. He didn't like the halo going around it. The carats were wrong, and then he ended up wanting more clarity. I mean, he switched this thing out multiple times, and he ended up going with a specific shape, but a specific type of ring, a specific setting. And I mean, and I remember him coming in on the day he was going to propose, and it was like 15 minutes, and he was like picking up his ring from the shop because they do in-house work. And I mean, he went to propose, and they come back in maybe like an hour later, and they're coming back in because she hates the ring, hates it. Now, she's not being
Like bratty about it.
He knew this could be a potential. Like, they have a good relationship, so this wasn't a big deal. Like, he knew he was going out. He was kind of like throwing darts in the wind here, right? She hated it, like absolutely hated it. Let me tell you, this guy came in. I mean, he was jumpy. He was nervous. He was scared. And this guy was well off. Like, he was spending a good 40, 50K on this
Wow.
ring. Quite a bit of money. So, I mean, he spent some bread on this thing.
Yeah.
And he was nervous. I mean, he would come in and he was like, I don't know, man. Like, it's like, we were coaching him through it, just talking to him, and she hated the ring. She hated the ring. They come back in, and she wasn't being bratty about it. She was fine. They were fine. They were happy. They were laughing about it. However, she has no idea what he went through for this. And she wasn't being ungrateful.
Yeah.
I'm not giving her any gripe. I'm saying y'all don't know, like, the all the things going on in a man's mind. If she would have saw what he went through, she might have ended up keeping the ring. If she would have saw this guy, I mean, he came in a lot of times, spent a lot of money, and if she would have saw all that, there might have been a little bit of change. But I say that to say there's a lot that goes into the decision and getting down on one knee. For you guys, it's just saying yes or no. For us, it's like,
Yeah,
this is
a lot of there's a lot that goes into it.
Yeah.
That is really sweet, though.
Yeah, and that's not a one-off. That happened quite a bit. I didn't get people coming in spending 50K all the time and coming in 6 different times. But I had nervous guys. I had kids, kids that had been doing it with their high school sweetheart, and they was coming in, and then they would like call I remember I had a kid who came in. I have so many stories. I remember I had a kid who came in, and he got the ring, and it was a pretty expensive ring, and he gets it back, and he shows it to the girl's mom. The girl's mom hates it, makes him bring it back.
Oh my God.
And this kid was like 21. He was so nervous.
It just wasn't up to par.
Sweetest
for her?
kid. It was a beautiful ring.
Really?
The mom of the daughter
Wow.
said she's not going to like this. Take it back.
Oh my God.
He comes back in to like get a whole different like setting for the ring. But I mean, yeah. And it's just like, dude, if y'all would have just seen this kid and he was like mortified, you know what I mean? So I just need y'all to understand, the important decision. We're happy to spend the rest of our lives with you, but understand that moment of like asking you and not really knowing, and hoping it goes well. There's a lot of build up to that, and I just want you to consider that in your irritation for how it was done. And it sounds like he puts effort into other things. So
that's a really great point.
Yeah.
I think that it is the thought that counts sometimes, and maybe we should stop putting so much pressure on our men. And like, I get it, some people are gonna like want the lavish proposals, but I don't know. Like, okay, I'm just trying to think, like, if you proposed to me while ziplining, I think that I would find that hilarious, especially if the fact that like I literally just went through it. I would probably think that you're joking.
Yeah.
I'd probably be like, babe, get up. Like, you're not serious. But like, if that was like if you, like, in all seriousness, if you put like all your effort into proposing to me, and that was like a serious moment, I would actually like love to tell that story.
Yeah, I mean,
Like
yeah.
I
Not to say like she's allowed to be disappointed,
she
even
is.
if you
Yeah, we're
would,
not taking that away from her at
even if you
all.
would enjoy, I don't know their relationship. She's allowed to be disappointed, again, just shooting her some bail. But I don't know. But I think that gaining a little bit of perspective will help you in kind of your current feelings about this. That man's going to walk down that aisle and he's going to spend the rest of his life with you. And I think that trumps everything else.
Yeah,
Even though I do agree that he should have made that moment, he should have known you better and made that moment more special.
for sure. Yeah.
What do you do? I
I
don't know.
think that a lot of men just need to understand that, like, women, we've dreamt of that.
Yeah,
Most of
yeah.
us
You
have
tell the
like
women's
that
side because
whole,
it's like, yeah, yeah,
our whole lives, right? And it's a beautiful moment,
yeah.
being proposed to.
Hmm.
And we're just sentimental creatures. Like, we want to look back on that and just remember it being, the most incredible moment
Yeah,
and having that like feeling, right?
yeah.
So I think that that's what it is. Like, for men, you're not all into like the aesthetics of things,
Right,
and
right.
and y'all are simple people,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
for the most part,
But your woman's not simple, so men, like,
Yeah.
don't in the hustle and the chaos of getting all this together for her, don't forget to actually think about her. Like,
Yeah.
don't, because even though you're doing all this for her, the moment itself still needs to be special. That's kind of the biggest thing here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's the biggest concern. The ring and all that stuff, like I said, it can be switched out, it can be changed, and you should probably have that information prior, anyways. Like, I know the shape, I know the size. Well, I don't know the size. I got, never mind. I know the shape. I know the style, right? But yeah, so man,
Yeah.
but you gotta put a little, just think about the actual doing it part, because that's really important to her, and yeah,
And last thing that I want to add in is, for him, he knows that this has been upsetting her for 5 years now.
yeah,
And that it upsets her when her like friends and family, I mean, the Zipline Special is crazy. Like, that is
I
so
don't know,
mean.
yeah,
And if her friends and family know that like is very like,
hmm,
hurtful for her to
yeah,
even think about, I can't believe that they're like still throwing the joke out there. I think that she needs to let her family and friends know, like, hey, this is actually like
it's
traumatizing for
probably
me.
embarrassing to even say it, because I guess her man, and she's like, this is how he
Yeah,
proposed.
probably.
I don't know. I don't
But
know.
with all that being said, I think that a redo is in order. I really do think that he needs to not necessarily like redeem himself, but yes, redeem himself,
Yeah,
because like, it's just what she was expecting and hoping for.
yeah,
And he's clearly very capable, just being able to take her on these vacations and things.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
it's her dream to have a really nice proposal, and you have a year left. Go ahead and just give her what she wants.
Yeah.
That's
Take her skydiving this time.
not skydiving. Then she comes down and her hair's like everywhere.
No, or
You're wearing the
yeah.
most hideous outfit then.
Yeah, no. I would definitely got to redo it. Make it big. Make it a play on how the last one didn't go down as
Yeah.
well.
Make it even better than she expected, so that,
Yeah, the story to tell that you messed up the first one and you had to do a redo.
that would be a great
a
story, honestly.
re-proposal. Yeah, for sure.
Like the first one, like, was terrible. He
Mhm.
like proposed to me while ziplining. I ran into a bush and turned around and he's on one knee.
Yeah,
But then he, proposed to me in the Maldives. Like,
there you go.
that is,
I like it.
that's beautiful.
I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good luck. Like, this is, 5. You guys, 5 years. I don't even know how long they
A
were
5-year
together prior.
proposal is a long time.
Yeah, you guys been together for a long time. I don't know why
Wow.
we're still not in a place where we haven't even hashed this out. Like, I don't know.
I know.
5
Yeah.
years. That's like, at this point, like, you've seen my butthole. You know what I mean? Like, you've seen everything about me. So, like, what are we doing here? What are we doing here,
Yes,
man?
exactly. Redo
know.
that proposal, make her happy, and Good luck on your wedding.
Yeah, good luck. And congrats. How about that?
Yes.
Congratulations. That's in
Congratulations.
order. We want prosperous couples, even though the road was rocky getting there,
Yeah.
and a little bit branchy and leafy. But okay, yeah, that's all I got.
Yeah, that's all I got as well.
Cool. All right, good luck.